it's Nichelle, and I've partnered with DCBeings for Mental Health Awareness Month, which is in May, to talk around mental illness and how we all are recovering from 2020. So in 2020, we all experienced what I like to call multiple pandemics. So we had the onset of the COVID-19 health crisis. We had the uprising for Black lives amidst an election year. These things don't even account for what we all carry personally. And so we're all carrying this trauma with us, and it has impacts on our mental health. So one of the first impacts that I want to touch on is the effects of isolation. And so at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, many of us were in quarantine. And so just being in isolation led to depression and anxiety, and also this feeling of grief and loss. And so for grief, we're like grieving our old lives. We're grieving folks in our community. We're grieving like the loss of folks in our own families. And then while we're also grieving the death of Black folks, which we are constantly seeing on the news cycle and on social media. And so while none of these things are over, it is important for us to prioritize our own mental health. And so here are some of the ways I learned in 2020 to manage my mental health and continue to do so in 2021. So first, honor my physical and emotional needs. I, very early on in the pandemic, when things were all shut down, I was very much like, I need to get better. I need to feel better. And no, what I needed to do was actually like honor my body and honor the emotions that I had and not focus on feeling better. So whether that was a lot of times just like sitting and crying and letting that flow. Getting outside because we were in lockdown, so I wasn't going out as much as I had before. So even just going outside, like walking around, honoring the needs of my body and of my own feelings. 2, seek professional help. There's a stigma in many Black communities, people of color communities, that like you do not need to seek counseling, therapy if you have something going on. I am a huge proponent of seeking help, and there are a number of resources that are available in the DC area. So I personally go to Onyx Therapy Group, and they do accept insurance. And so it's a Black woman owned, licensed therapist who can all assist you in any of the issues that you have. There's also a weekly support group that is free with the National Alliance on Mental Illness in DC, and these meetings are held on Zoom weekly. There's also the DC Center for the LGBTQ community, which offers individual and group trauma-informed license support, which is also free, and they also do accept insurance. 3rd, this is related to my first point, but not rushing myself to be better. And I think this also relates to the pandemic of not rushing for things to be back to normal. We've just spent the entire year, like essentially just like within our own communities, like very much on the ground in our homes. So for myself, I am not rushing for a return to normal until I mentally feel prepared to do so. When I have depressive episodes, I am not rushing myself to just move through the thing so I can get through life. I just need to sit with it and be patient with myself. And then my final one, number 4, is seek community. There are people in my life and your life who want to see you not only survive, but to thrive. So lean on those folks to support you and be the backbone and be the support, because like we can't do it on our own. So these are just some of the ways that I've coped during the multiple pandemics, and this list is not exhaustive. I would love to know what y'all are doing as far as taking care of your own mental health during this time. So if you could just leave comments below around what you're doing, let us know. So again, I'm Nichelle, and until next time, visit www.sexualbeing.org for resources on sex positivity and mental health. Follow DCBeings on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at DCBeings, and get ready for June to submit your nominations for the 2021 DCBeing Awards. Thanks, y'all. Bye.